let's just start out with the roadmap here because it's interesting taking a look at this thing. So you have Ashika Island and the Path of Ronin challenges, which I believe are coming at launch. We'll dive a little bit more into the fine print in a minute, but it seems as though through completing the Path of Ronin, you get the crossbow, which is super dope. We're going to talk about, it's literally like, as we talk about this, you're going to see that like if you divide this roadmap down the middle, there's two completely different things going on. Anyway, so you have this stuff, and then you have Ashika Island with your various different locations, resurgence coming, all great things, all fantastic. This is a new DMZ location, and I think everything that they're doing with this is fantastic. There is questions I have here. For example, the 1v1 gulag being considered a new feature. It is definitely not a new feature at all. And then you have your data heist, which is essentially a recon event. It seems like you get the data and then it gives you intel, which I believe is just where the zone is closing. So that's just a recon. So again, nothing new. Redeploy drone. It appears as though those are only coming in resurgence, which I find really odd because El Mazrah is way bigger. So yeah, essentially data heist, as you're saying there, is fighting more bots. Essentially it's a recon where I believe bots spawn. I think is what it is. So again, not really a new feature. Search and seizure contract, that one is new. Restore honor mechanic, that is I think what they are replacing the ping on death with, but I'm not sure about that, so we'll hold back for a minute before we judge that one. Redeploy drones aren't even coming until later on. Yes, that is correct. Well, like I said, we'll dive into the fine print in a minute. And then you have your vehicle. We always have a new vehicle. DMZ, you got the bomb maker. You also have something that is going to be in Warzone. The guy that runs at you with a knife. I don't know what the thought process is on that, but we'll get to that. Crown faction is paid for, so that's actually a Modern Warfare 2 thing that is in DMZ. New missions, weapon cases, pretty straightforward. Then, let me move over here. We have Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2, you have ranked play and the new episode of the raid coming mid-season. Okay, that's some good stuff. Then you have the multiplayer maps. As far as the multiplayer maps go, you have Dome and Museum for 6v6. Dome is not a new map, they're remaking it. And Museum is not a new map, it was in the beta. The fact that Museum is even on this thing blows my mind. Technically, I don't know how this works. We're not paying for this DLC, but technically, when the game was launched, this was advertised as one of the things that was supposed to be in the game. If we were paying for this DLC and they were giving us Museum, it wouldn't fly because essentially you've already paid for this map. Now, the argument behind that is, well, technically you've paid for all of this because they give out all the maps for free, and of course they can't get in any trouble because of that. But for them to advertise it as a new map, just insane to me. Al-Malik International and Zaya Observatory, nothing to complain about there. Game modes, I actually think they did a pretty decent job with. I think some people maybe will disagree with this, but Infected, Gun Game, and Grind coming out at launch. Infected and Gun Game, fantastic. I like both of those. Grind, whatever. I won't play it, but it's there. And then in season, you got Drop Zone. Okay, I think some people like that. And then All or Nothing, and then One in the Chamber. There's your four, well, really 3 party modes. All or Nothing, Gun Game, and then One in the Chamber. Being like kind of your party games. They were introduced in Black Ops 1. You could gamble points on them. Everything in Season 2 seems recycled from Modern Warfare 2019 to me, especially that Season 2 was delayed as well. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Still no cancel reload. Yeah, we're not getting that. And then our weapons. Weapons, I am fine with. You got an assault rifle, you got a shotgun, you got a crossbow, you got your melee, and then you got a marksman rifle. No complaints about those whatsoever. Marksman rifle's coming later on in the season. Crossbow is for completing the Ronin challenges. No complaints with weapons. None. Then, this is where things get weird again. The new operator. There is one new operator, Ronin. And I like Ronin. I think his backstory is really cool. I think people liked him in Modern Warfare 2. But then our other 2 new operators are not new operators. They're skins. So you have the Sheath Blade for Rose, which really doesn't change much. And then we have a Nova, Ruthless Pursuit, which is kind of Ronin themed or Path of Ronin themed. They're just skins. They're skins. They're not new operators. There's no new backstory behind these operators. They didn't implement any evil characters. They didn't add any characters from the campaign. They have Valyria. They have Vargas. They could put in Shepard. They have Alex. They have a ton of characters who they could bring in as characters that people would actually really want to see, and they're not touching any of those. They're not even coming. Yeah, Alejandro, exactly. They have all these characters who they're not doing anything with, and I find that super, super weird. So, like I said, when we first started talking about this, let me get rid of my face for a second. If you divide this picture in half, the first half on this side, excellent. Even I'll include the weapons, excellent. The rest, like, kind of lame. Kind of lame. I like that we're getting Dome. I have no complaints about that. But I like new maps. And Shoot House was a huge map within Modern Warfare 2019. And they can clearly make good small maps, but then they're bringing back Dome. They're bringing back Museum, which, I'm not going to lie, I didn't like Museum. So to have that one back, I don't want to play it. So why would I be excited? I don't know. It wasn't my cup of tea. Anyway, so okay, all right. Before we dive into Hogwarts, we're probably only going to play for an hour today. I might play a little bit off stream later. I'll catch you guys up on where we are. But before we dive into that, I just wanted to say, so everyone says all Activision does is worry about money, how they're making money, everything like that. I think they've made a lot of really bad decisions when it comes to maximizing the money they would make off of Modern Warfare 2. They put a lot of eggs in a basket with DMZ, which microtransactions don't matter aside from character skins in DMZ. Like weapon blueprints don't matter or anything like that. It's everything that you loot, so that doesn't matter. I think they could have done a really cool in-game economy with the money in there, a place where you can buy. Keep in mind, it is still in beta, so it still might happen. Warzone, there just hasn't been enough updates, similar with multiplayer. They had the gaming community by the balls when Modern Warfare 2 was released. It's like the best-selling Call of Duty game ever, most profitable Call of Duty game ever, and then nothing happened. They released no new content. Go look at the season cinematics from Modern Warfare 2019 and compare them to the season 1 cinematic from Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, it looks better in Modern Warfare 2, but the rest sucks. Like, the rest of the story does not matter at all. And I think they really, really screwed that up. Like, really screwed that up. I would have done what Black Ops Cold War did, where they introduced evil characters. I would have had Vladimir Makarov come back. I would have had Khalid al-Assad, and I would have had him get revealed as Hadir for one of the seasons. I would have had General Shepard come, and then in the final 2 seasons, I would have all the good characters return. Alex would return. They would work it in with the raid coming back. And then I would have Vargas and Valyria come back. Valyria is a bad character. Vargas come back. But yeah, I think they did that. They planned it out very poorly. Like, a new character being added with season 1, okay, fine, but give them some backstory. They didn't. And then season 2, you have Ronin, which has no impact on the story whatsoever. He's got a cool backstory. I don't know. That's my opinion.